There are a lot of things you can learn from a single item from the archives, but there's a lot you can't figure out if you look at an item in isolation. When doing archival research, you have to pay attention to the context of an item. In this video, we're first going to explore what we can learn from looking at an item by itself, and then open up more possibilities by looking at an item in context. When you look at an object, you start by asking yourself some questions about it. Some good ones are, what kind of object is it? Who created it? When did they create it? Where did they create it? And why did they create it? So let's look at an item and try to answer those questions. We'll start with asking what kind of object it is. You can tell that it's a flyer advertising an event, a speech given by Jello Biafra, a member of the band The Dead Kennedys. Who created it? The flyer says, presented by Drexel Radio, WKDU, 91.7 FM. So it seems like some people affiliated with Drexel have a radio station, and they're the ones who created this flyer. Why did they create this flyer? Well, they organized an event, and they created this flyer to advertise it so that people show up. When was it created? It's harder to answer that question. The date on the flyer is May 14th, Thursday. The year isn't given to us. There are various ways you can at least estimate the year or decade. For example, you can see from the scan that the original in our collection is a photocopy, but you need to know when photocopying was commonplace for this to be helpful, and that might include a lot of years. Where was it created? Since the location of the event is Nesbitt Hall, 33rd and Market Street, you can conclude that it was created in Philadelphia. But Philly isn't the only city that has an intersection of 33rd and Market Street. So if you don't know that Drexel is a university in Philadelphia, then you won't have much of an idea where this flyer was created. So now let's look at this flyer with some context. This flyer is part of the WKDU collection, which is the Drexel student radio station. And one thing that the context provided by the rest of the collection can help you with is dating the item. The other items in this collection are for the most part from the 1980s and 1990s, so this flyer is probably from around then too. The rest of the collection can help you understand why the students active in WKDU at the time had organized the event in the first place. Beyond the WKDU collection, there are lots of other materials in Drexel University archives that can also put this flyer into context, such as the student newspaper or records from administration at the time. You can also get context from secondary sources, including Wikipedia. So here is Jello Biafra's Wikipedia page, and as you can see, there's a section about an obscenity trial. It says on the flyer that Biafra's speech was about his First Amendment rights, and the First Amendment protects freedom of speech. So even without looking at the rest of the WKDU collection or other materials in the archives, you can get an idea of when the event took place. Since the Dead Kennedys are famous, and the obscenity trial was a big deal at the time, there's a lot of information about them and the trial in secondary sources. Most of the time, though, archival research involves getting familiar with people and organizations who aren't famous. WKDU has only a very brief Wikipedia article, and there isn't a book about its decades of history or about the discussion of freedom of speech among Drexel students in the 1980s. Not yet, anyway. The only way to learn about these things is to study the archival material.